Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bonsai Expression. I am Christoph. For those of you who just recently subscribed and don't know who I am, welcome. Anyway, so I thought I'd have a little tour again around the garden, and it's chilly to say the least. It's November, what are we in? November the 6th, so day after Bonfire Night, if you're from the UK, and if you're not from the UK, Bonfire Night, that's from back in the day. It was a plot to blow up Parliament. Failed. Some people say it should have gone off with a bang. Ah, pun intended, that joke. Anyway, so we're here today. We're just going to have a little wander around. I thought I'd show you where some of the trees are at in terms of losing the leaves and the colours that autumn brings. So, not too much of a big long video like the recent ones that we've been doing. So, we'll have a quick wander around and see where we're at in terms of the end of the year. Let's have fun. Come on. So I think we'll start with this amazing masterpiece. If you've not seen this video, this was the Halloween challenge set by Gavin over Not Another Bonsai channel. Please go check this video out, because this, just look at it, this is brilliant. And yes, I've decided to keep it like this. I will be leaving it and just developing it as is in the pot with Skeletor here. So, we're not here for this one, but I do like this one. I love it a lot. So, we'll start off here on my See the Forest. So, this needs planting, repotting, sorry, in some proper soil next year. As you can see, it's just in some basic potting mix. I bought it and then just unpotted it with some basic mix, just to give it a bigger pot, give it a bit more growth. But as you can see, it's got some really nice colour changes going on. If I move towards the top, they're growing into a nice copper colour. So they will be dropping its leaves shortly. Some of them are still green, but yeah, it's got a nice copper colour going onto it. So they're nice and healthy. Excuse me, I've got a cold. But yeah, as you can see, some lovely copper colours going on there. The oak over in the top, that's still pushing some nice colour, but as you can see, it is starting on some of the leaves just to change colour. So oaks tend to be one of the last trees that do drop the leaves over here in the UK. Moving on to the maple, as you can see, it's got some really nice vibrant reds going on here. So if I get you in nice and close, this is why people buy maples. The autumn colours and early spring colours, really nice, beautiful. So this is the small maple that we've got going on the channel. There is a playlist of this. I think I've only done one video of it so far. I've just trimmed it and let it grow. So as you can see, it's got some really nice colouring going on. This has got some nice movement. I originally did a wire on this and I left the wire on a little long. As you can see, it's still got the scars. Maples tend to take forever to heal scarring from wires, so if you do wiring, please remember to take the wires off. Don't be a fool like me. So yeah, that came off earlier in the year on the video and it's still not healed. I mean, it's not divoted or anything, but the scar is there. So hopefully by the end of next growing season, the scarring will have dissipated. But look at them colours. So I've got some high hopes with this one. This one will be repotted next year, early spring, and we'll get it in a slightly bigger pot, get some more growth on it. But you look at the, just look at the wood on the bark. It's getting all barky now already. But I want to get some thickness into it now. It's got a little bit of age to it. Over here, so this is one of the earlier trees I purchased when I first started the videoing on YouTube. This is the hornbeam. It's got a playlist, although I only did one video on it, and this is going into dormancy already. So these tend to hold on to the leaves through the winter as a protective so it naturally protects themselves on the buds. So they won't actually drop the leaves, they keep hold of them. And then once the buds pop in the spring and the leaves start developing, then the leaves will drop. But yes, look at the golden colour in these. Beautiful colours. So in spring what we need to do, it's only in a small pot. If you do check the earlier videos out, they're not really great because it is my earlier stuff. I was just getting started. But the information's there. So we put it in one of these pond baskets. So hopefully when we come to it this spring and we get it in a nice bigger pot and we check out the roots, it's got a nice root system. It's been very healthy this year. As you can see, it's got plenty of leaves on it. So it's plenty of health. And then we can now start developing that root system and get it some growth in a bigger pot. So we'll get back into that this year. This is my privet. I've not shown this on the channel simply because I actually did a video on it, and then when I come to edit it, half the video was corrupted. So privets generally stay green all year round. They're an evergreen, but now and again it will lose half of its leaves. So you'll see like this, they do fall off. They'll yellow, sometimes they'll go like a purpley colour and fall off. I lost most of it last year because it was just a cutting off a bigger branch on the tree. But I've potted it up. So I'll just move it out a little bit. So all I did was pot it because I missed a repotting, and then I did a bit of work on it. So hopefully in the spring we'll get some working on that. But you can see it's doing really well. We've got roots coming out the bottom, so it is overdue. And it's, if you get in there, hopefully this will turn out into a nice privet. So I've been letting that grow, thicking up. And then just over here we have another project for in the future. These are another hornbeams collection. So I bought these in the bin end section of a garden centre. I think they cost me £3 for a big bunch. And again, these don't generally drop all the leaves, but again they have. So it's all tweed. It's a bit weird. And then their leaves have gone all yellow and dropped off. Big pyracantha. So this one I wanted to do on film, but it was bugging me. So this was a big 8-foot pyracantha, and I just came in and chopped it right back, and then it sprouted out. So this will be on the channel soon. We'll do a repot in the spring. And then if we go into the greenhouse, let's unzip it. Well, the polycarbonate, the first one, polytunnel. I've got a fig tree that I leave out. So this needs repotting in the spring. We'll get onto that. So this has started to drop its leaves. Actually, it's dropped its leaves. So these are a bit weird. I've never had one of these before. This is the first year I've had. But they're very rough in texture, these leaves. You can hear it. Let's get it near the mic. Yeah. Not like most ficuses. So the fig tree, yeah, it's very rough in texture, the leaves. So it's quite a cool tree. So hopefully, I might get a fig or two. And we've got the Chinese elms. None of the Chinese elms, whether indoor or out, I think maybe one or two, have only just started changing colour of leaves. These ones are still going, still quite green. And we've got hawthorn over here, which is not starting to change its colour. It's just a cutting. These ones are Chinese privets. So they're still in growth, no signs of dropping. And then my bigger ones that are in the other tunnel, I'll show you shortly. They're doing really well. A couple of winch elms, looking forward to working on these later on. So these are the only elms I've got really that are actually changing the colours. So they're looking quite nice. Changing to a nice yellowy colour. So I've got two of these winch elms, bought these on eBay 18 months ago, 12 months ago, so they're only small. This one, half of it died back, so we cut it. I've just wired it just to give it a little movement, and then this one I just left to grow up, and then I cut back. But yeah, look at the colours on these ones. Like a rust colour, quite cool. And then we've got the pomegranate. So the pomegranate, I've heard mixed opinions on this one. Well, mixed facts. So this one's losing its leaves again. It's in the nice stages. I've left this one out here. I've heard that they're evergreens, they're tropical, and then I've also heard that they are semi-deciduous, they're deciduous, they can go down to -12 degrees. I've heard all sorts. So I'm doing the experiment where I'm leaving it out here in the greenhouse, and then if it comes to a frost, I will just be moving it just to make sure it doesn't get any sort of frost. But we're not there yet in the UK. So yeah, look at the colour on these. Really nice. We need to get this on the channel and get some really nice. So if I just move my hand up, you can see they're all falling off. All my Chinese elms cuttings, again, still green. Got cuttings as privets. I've actually got a little cherry. So this is quite a cool one. So this is I bought a cherry tree and then that died, but before I worked on it, this is actually a cutting. Well, it's not a cutting as such, it is a root cutting. So this used to be a root, and I chopped it off and just planted it, and I was like, I wonder if it will grow. And guess what? It grows. So cherries grow from roots. Actual cherries, not a Kojo Marg, a proper cherry tree. So this, let me just, so this is a cherry tree. So we're growing this. Get this a little bit bigger, and we'll throw it in a nice little pot. I've got a nice video coming soon, probably early spring. I'm still collecting actually, about pots, and I've been collecting some nice little pots. I've got inspiration from Nigel Saunders. I'll go into that in detail in early spring next year when we do some repotting, and I won't say too much more because it'll spoil the video, but the inspiration's from Nigel Saunders, so shout out to Nigel Saunders over at the Bonsai Zone. And this is my daughter's strawberry plant, so you can see this has got some really nice colour in as well. Anybody who hasn't got any strawberry plants at home, advice, get yourself one. Strawberry plants at home, homegrown, are absolutely amazing. They taste unreal. Down here, so the field maples, they're starting to, well, my field maple is starting to go into dormancy, you can see. So this one's been doing well. So you've got buds around the trunk there as well. So it's all getting ready, set for going into dormancy, preparing itself, ready for spring as well. One more maple's over here has already gone into, dropped all its leaves, it's getting itself ready. So you can see it's got no leaves left. So we could start working on this in the next couple of weeks, getting it trimmed back, because you can see how long and leggy these are. So here's the trunk on this one. You can see it's nice big fat root there. See the graft here. It's not the greatest of grafts. We have got a bit of a chunky bit here. You know, but we work with what we've got with these grafts. But this is a nice one, and then obviously, come the future, if we don't want that graft, there's always the option of air layering. But we develop the top. Moving over to the other maples we've got. So these are rescues. Look at the colours on this one. As I say, people buy our maples because of these lovely colours that develop. They're just brilliant. And actually relatively easy to work on. This maple's lost most of its leaves. So if we need to work on this, next couple of weeks is the time. Move you over to this maple here. Look at them. How blood red is that? Look at them. So the top part of the tree has completely lost its leaves, where the bottom part is still hanging on and giving it a lovely display. It's like, look at me, showing off. Just here, I've got another maple. Again, this one's showing off of all its beauty. Sycamore, part of the Acer family. Now, most people, when they try using sycamores as a bonsai, the leaves are like, oh, they're like this, they're like my hand, they're huge. So this one, I've managed to reduce the leaves down here. And this is the second year. Yeah, this is the second year. So I picked this from seed for my work. And it was only tiny, let it grow. I did a chop, let it grow out, and then I've chopped it, and then it stayed really small. So I'm hoping the leaves stay small again next year. What else have we got? We've got hazel, and then my pear tree over here. Some beautiful yellow colours here. And one of my ginkgo, so this is the grafted ginkgo, starting to change into a beautiful yellow. And then again, I've got the other oak here, as you can see. With the oaks, they start to lose the colours through the middle first, and then the outside stays green. Most of them leaves are green still, they're just starting to go. My grapevine is completely naked. My Chinese elm, the one I've just got in a pot from the cutting and I've left grow, that's just doing its thing still. What else have we got over here? Let's go over to my ginkgos, so you can see beautiful yellows. They just look amazing at this time of year. All my other Chinese elms that are still growing, except this one. This is slowly. Oh, this is a really nice one. So this is like a twin trunk. So I call this twin trunk stump, because it's a little stumpy one. So this is really nice. I cut this one down. So as you can see, this one is starting to change its colours. Just here, there you go. Look at a nice little red. So the Chinese elms, they're a bit of a funny one over in this country. Some of them lose the leaves completely. Some of them stay fully flushed in green. Some of them just lose some of the leaves and go purple. It just depends on which part of the Asian continent that you get your Chinese elm from. That, I'm afraid, you'll never know until you've actually purchased it and then acclimatized it to this country. But you'll know that once you've had it and you've had it over here for a while, I suppose. It'll either drop its leaves or it won't, or it'll semi-drop. My apple tree, from seed, starting to drop its leaves. And then we've got, look at this one. This is my favourite. I still need to get working on this. So this is my larch I got. Let me get it out a little bit. There we go. So this is the larch I purchased from the Bonsai boot sale last year, and I absolutely love this. I just need to get some wire on it, make some trims, and just do what's right for it, because this has got so much potential. I think what I'll do first of all is get it out of the pot, look at the roots, and then make the decision how I'm going to go forward with it. So that's a spring job. But look at the colours. Look at them. So if you buy yourself a larch and you're wondering which one it is, whether it be a golden larch or a Japanese larch, and you're not sure, good way to tell is when it comes to dropping its needles. The golden, it's a golden larch. So this is my forest that we worked on. all them needles start to drop. So the bigger larch I've got, that's in the polytunnel, you'll see in a minute, it's got all its needles still on it, but they're a lovely shade of yellow and it looks beautiful at this time of year. The Norway maple, which is just over here, has started dropping its leaves and they are massive still, but they are lovely in colour. So we're going to go over into this polytunnel now and I will show you that larch. So let's do a quick walk. We have one more maple here, which again is showing lovely red. Get you nice close in. So autumn has got some really good colouring going on just before all these trees drop leaves. It's such a nice time of year. I think autumn is my favourite time of year. So let's go in here. Let's go straight over to this larch. There we go. That's how you can tell if you've got a golden larch or not. I mean, look how beautiful that is. And then just behind it in the corner, another maple that needs working on. Look at them colours. Them two colours side by side. Just unreal. And we've got one of my bigger Chinese privets. This is just about to start dropping its leaves. You can see it's going into a pale green yellow colour, where the other one is still quite dark in colour. It's not quite there yet, ready to drop. So I've not done any work on these. I did this a repot in early spring and I've just let it recover. It took so long to recover. I don't know what it is with Chinese privets, but when it comes to the reports, I struggle with them. I've killed quite a few. I do all the right things. They just, I don't know. So it took for ages to recover. It was middle of summer when it eventually come out, and then I just let it recover and pop all its shoots, and I've not touched it. That's why it's in. I mean, look at the size of it. That's why I've just let it grow. It's like a bush again. And then I'll just let it go to sleep. And then in the spring, we'll cut it all back. So this one's not been repotted at all. I'll do that in spring. And hopefully we'll have no issues. Two more maples. You can see around the edges of them, they're nice and pink. So they're about to drop. But autumn's got such wonderful colours. As I say, it's my favourite time of year. So much going on with the trees. It's lovely. Dropped its leaves completely, that maple there. And then I've got a pyracantha here that is still in fruit because it's been in the greenhouse. Still showing its colours, still showing its beauty. Needs a good trim, but it's growing. It just needs neatening up. And then we've got the two cuttings of the ginkgos, cuttings of the maples, and then that was a little experiment of a load of cuttings from the cedar I've got in next door neighbours, but it's got more of this. I can't even remember what this is called. Look at the state of it. It's just a weed. I've got more of that than anything. That is called, why is it every time you come on film you always forget what it's called? I'll put it down in the bottom corner when I edit, because I completely forgot what it's called. So anyway, yeah, it's a little walk round of where we're at with winter. But you'll notice most of the Chinese elms not doing anything yet. Chinese elms, weird. This is a weird one though, look at the olive. So my olive pretty much died off last year and I just left it, and then now in the last 4 weeks is pushing growth. Doesn't it realise we're going into cold weather? I mean, that's weird. We need a new pot for this as well. And for you that are new, this is Hoot. Thanks for joining me today in the bonsai garden. Please give me a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out, and leave a comment down below. Let me know, did you enjoy what you watched today? Them maples, what do you think? They are showing some beautiful colours, aren't they? You know, everyone loves a maple. Me too. Not long got into the maple game, but they show some awesome colours and one of my favourite trees now. Anyways, that's all for today. The rain's about to come. It's starting to rain. I'm getting wet. Only a little bit at a time, but if I don't hurry up, I'm going to get soaked. So anyway, I'll see you next week, guys, and don't forget to subscribe and give me a like. It means the world to me. And for those of you that have just recently subscribed, don't forget, my name's Christoph. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.